Hello everyone, and welcome to Save Maven. I am your guide to the world of practical savings and real-life financial strategy. Today, we are stepping away from the quick tips and the hacks to look at something much bigger. We are exploring a force of nature that most people ignore, but the wealthy obsess over. Albert Einstein reportedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. He said, "He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it." We are talking about the incredible, relentless power of compound interest. In this session, we are going deep. We aren't just looking at math on a screen. We are looking at the physics of wealth. We're going to break down how a small snowball at the top of a hill becomes an unstoppable avalanche, how time is more valuable than your salary, and most importantly, how you can stop being the one who pays interest and start being the one who earns it. If you have ever felt like you're running on a financial treadmill, working harder but never getting ahead, this is the missing piece of your puzzle. So, settle in, grab a coffee, open your mind, because by the end of this video, you will never look at a single dollar bill the same way again. Let's get to work, pay taxes, and how to spend. But we are rarely taught the one principle that has created more millionaires than any other strategy in history. Albert Einstein famously called it the eighth wonder of the world. He said, "He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it." We are talking about compound interest. Now, I know what you're thinking. Math? Really? But stay with me. This isn't about formulas on a chalkboard. This is about freedom. This is about understanding a force of nature that can either pull you into a lifetime of debt, or carry you to a level of wealth you never thought possible. To understand compounding, we first have to look at its boring cousin, simple interest. Imagine you have $100. If you earn 10% simple interest every year, you get $10 this year, $10 next year, and $10 the year after that. It's a straight line. It's slow, and honestly, it's not very exciting. But compound interest? That is where the magic happens. With compounding, you earn interest on your original $100. But the next year, you earn interest on that $100 plus the interest you just earned. Your money begins to have little money babies, and then those babies have babies, and before you know it, you have an army of capital working for you 24 hours a day. Think of it like a snowball at the top of a mountain. At first, it's small. You have to push it manually. You have to put in the effort. It doesn't look like much is happening. This is what experts call the disappointment zone. Most people quit here. They save for 3 months. They look at their bank statement. They see that they only made $5 in interest, and they say, "This isn't working. This is pointless. I might as well just spend the money and enjoy my life today." But if you keep pushing, something happens. The snowball picks up more snow. And because it's bigger, it has more surface area to pick up even more snow. The growth isn't linear, it is exponential. By the time it hits the middle of the hill, it is moving on its own. By the time it hits the bottom of the hill, it is an avalanche. This is why the most important factor in your financial life isn't actually how much money you make. It's time. Time is the multiplier. If you are in your 20s, or your 30s, you are sitting on a gold mine. You have the one thing that a 60-year-old billionaire would give all his money for. You have a long runway for your snowball to roll. Let's look at a real-life experiment. Meet Jack and Jill. Jack starts investing $200 a month when he is 20 years old. He does this for only 10 years, and then he stops. He never puts another penny in. He just lets it sit there and grow. Jill waits until she is 30 to start. She realizes she's behind, so she invests $200 a month for the next 35 years. All the way until she retires. Who ends up with more money? Most people guess Jill because she put in way more total cash. She worked harder. She saved longer. But the answer is Jack. Even though he only invested for 10 years, those 10 years happened early. His money had an extra decade to sit in the compounding machine. That is the power of starting now. Every day you wait. Every year you plan to start tomorrow is costing you thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands, of dollars in future wealth. Now, let's talk about the Rule of 72. This is a mental shortcut that every maven should know. If you want to know how long it will take for your money to double, you simply divide the number 72 by your interest rate. If you are earning 6%, 72 divided by 6 is 12. Your money doubles every 12 years. If you can find an investment that pays 12%, your money doubles every 6 years. When you understand this math, you stop looking at purchases in terms of dollars, and you start looking at them in terms of doubling cycles. Every time you spend $1,000 on something you don't need, you aren't just spending $1,000. You are spending $1,000 that could have become $2,000, then $4,000, then $8,000. You are spending your future freedom. But we have to talk about the dark side. Because compound interest is a tool, and like a hammer, it can either build a house or break a bone. It doesn't care if you are a saver or a debtor. It works the same way both ways. When you carry a balance on a credit card, you are experiencing reverse compounding. The bank is the one rolling the snowball, and you are the one standing at the bottom of the hill. Most credit cards have interest rates between 20 and 30%. That is a massive number. If you only pay the minimum, the interest you owe this month gets added to your balance next month. You end up paying interest on your interest. This is how a $1,000 purchase can end up costing you $5,000 or more over a decade. If you want to be a maven, if you want to be smart with your money, you must get on the right side of the math. You want to be the one receiving the interest, not the one paying it. This is why the first step to wealth isn't always investing. Sometimes the best return you can get is paying off a 25% interest credit card. That is a guaranteed 25% gain on your money. You won't find that kind of guarantee anywhere else. Next, we have to look at the silent killer of wealth, inflation. Inflation is the reason a loaf of bread cost 10 cents in your grandfather's day and $4 today. It is the steady increase in prices that erodes the purchasing power of your money. If your money is sitting in a traditional savings account earning 0.01% interest, and inflation is at 3%, you are actually losing money every single year. You are becoming poorer while you think you are saving. To beat inflation, your money must be compounding at a rate higher than the cost of living is rising. This is why saving isn't enough. You have to be an investor. So, how do we practically apply this to a real-life roadmap? If you are in your teens or 20s, your goal is simple: establish the habit. It doesn't matter if it's $5 a week. Just get the machine started. Open a high-yield savings account. If you have earned income, look into a Roth IRA. In your 20s, time is your greatest asset. Do not waste it on things that depreciate in value. If you are in your 30s or 40s, you might have more responsibilities, like a mortgage or kids. This is where you maximize your efficiency. Look for employer matching programs in your 401k. That is a 100% return on your money immediately. Focus on automated investing so you don't have to think about it. If you don't see the money in your checking account, you won't miss it. If you are in your 50s or 60s, compounding is still your friend, but your strategy shifts toward protection. You want to ensure your snowball doesn't melt. This is where you look at diversifying into more stable assets while still allowing a portion of your wealth to grow. It is never too late to improve your situation, but the strategy must be more calculated. The biggest obstacle to wealth isn't the math. It's your brain. We are hardwired for instant gratification. Our ancestors needed to eat whatever they found immediately because they didn't have refrigerators or grocery stores. Today, that same instinct makes us want the new shoes, the better car, the fancy dinner right now. Our brains struggle to see the value of $1 40 years from today. But a maven looks at a $50 dinner and thinks, wait, If I invested this $50 today, it could be worth $800 by the time I am ready to retire. That shift in perspective changes everything. It's not about deprivation. It's not about not living your life. It's about realizing that your future self is a real person. And that person is either going to be stressed and working at age 70, or relaxed and free, based on what you do today. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Don't wait for the perfect salary. Don't wait until all your bills are magically gone. Start with $10. Start with 20. Get the snowball moving. Consistency is the fuel. Time is the engine. And compound interest is the destination. You have the tools. You have the knowledge. Now, you just need the discipline to start. Check your accounts tonight. Look at where your money is leaking into high-interest debt. Look at where your savings are sleeping in low-interest accounts. Move one thing. Start one transfer. Take control of the eighth wonder of the world. Your future is waiting. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button. We're here to help you navigate the real world of money with clarity and confidence. Start saving like a maven, and let the eighth wonder of the world do the heavy lifting for you. We have covered a lot of ground today, from the Rule of 72, to the silent drain of inflation, and the psychological battle of choosing your future freedom over today's temporary cravings. But remember, knowledge without action is just a daydream. The math of compounding only works if you give it something to work with. It doesn't matter if it's $10 or $10,000. The most important step isn't the amount, it is the start. Your future self is a real person. Somewhere, 20 or 30 years down the road, that version of you is either going to be trapped in a job they hate, or sitting comfortably on a porch they own, all because of the decisions you make this week. Be the person who understands the eighth wonder. Be the person who rolls the snowball. If you want more straightforward guidance, more practical strategies, and more ways to keep what you earn, then you belong here. Hit that subscribe button and join our community. I'm the Save Maven avatar, reminding you to stay sharp, stay disciplined, and start saving like a maven. We'll see you in the next video.